from GetTheTea.com. Ronnie, welcome to the broadcast.
How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing great. I'm telling you, I'm blessed and highly favored today and feeling good, and I'm drinking my tea. GetTheTea.com.
Now that's the way to do it.
Oh, Ronnie, we got a lot to talk about, folks. Got a lot to talk about. Ronnie, I want to bring up a subject that's really concerning me. Last week, Corpus Christi, Texas, had an accidental spill somehow from an asphalt company. What they're calling a backflow of water went into the drinking water there in Corpus Christi, Texas. And they're saying 24 gallons of a chemical called Indolin 86 and 10 gallons of hydrochloric acid went into the drinking water of the city of Corpus Christi. Now they shut the water down for 3 days, and now they're saying it's okay to drink it. But I'm not ready to accept that. I mean,
who's going to brave it?
Well, what I think should happen is the mayor, the city councilman, all the city council members, they got to come. They got to come downtown, turn the faucets on, and start gulping this stuff. If you're going to make a proclamation, you know what I'm saying?
I think this is. It kind of reminds me of Aaron Brockovich. Aaron Brockovich, they had chromium inside the water, and they were telling everybody it's okay while everybody was receiving cancer. And so the attorney basically said, we had this water drawn up for you and thought you might want some. And obviously PG&E didn't want to drink the water. So it reminds me, I don't know why when they have this water poison, they immediately say it's okay. And there's side effects. Bad news bears.
And actually, you bring up Aaron Brockovich, the Indolin 86 AA, that's the exact chemical that made Aaron Brockovich famous. This is the exact chemical that ends up in the Corpus Christi water supply.
Wow. Well, then we know that it can cause cancer now.
Yes. And I mean, there's no way you could just 3 days later tell everybody, it's okay, go ahead and drink it, it's fine now. First of all, you can't believe when they tell you it's only 24 gallons. We know that after what happened in Charleston, West Virginia last year when they had a massive chemical spill, and we found out there was a whole lot more of the chemical went into the water than they originally said. Same thing, look at the government, look how they treated the citizens of Flint, Michigan. Okay, the water turned brown. They never even told them. Kids were getting sick and learning disabilities and all kinds of things, going to the doctors. And this went on for months. The water was brown. Lead poisoning, we know what all went on there with the shifting, the changing the water supply, not putting the right chemicals in. But it took a physician, and she had to pound on the desk to bring the blood test forward to prove there was lead poisoning in the water. So we can't just take the initial "it's okay" 3 days later thing.
Well, they do the same thing with oil spills. I think we spilled like a couple gallons in the ocean, and then it turns out it's like 2 million gallons. It's like, oh yeah. I don't think the officials can count.
No, I mean, and then everybody's doing the blame game, and everybody else is saying it. Now already I see that the asphalt company that it came from is saying it was a third party that was supposed to bring the chemicals in and mix it, and so everybody's pushing it off. And Corpus Christi, the city, is going to say, wait a minute, it wasn't us. You guys are the ones. So here we go.
Well, it's because they're probably going to be a nasty fine, and they're all saying it. He did it. No, he did it. So that way they don't have to pay the fine. Instead of thinking, what about the people drinking the water? That's what we should be concerned about.
And when we're talking about the environment, we talk about look, we have to take care of the environment. We all know that. Matter of fact, it's even required. It's one of the things the Lord said in the book of Revelation that he would be angry about, is that folks that did not take care of the environment, and destroy the earth, with different ways you could do that. I understand there's also a problem in St. Joe, Louisiana. The water's turning brown there. Do you got some information on that, Ronnie?
Yeah, it seems that St. Joseph, Louisiana, has got a brown water problem. And, of course, at first they said, hey, you know what, just keep drinking the water. It's okay. Now, they took a picture of this water, and this water is not like a light brown, like sometimes you'll have a rusty water and it's kind of a light brown. This stuff looks like brown sugar. I mean, it is
What?
brown. If anybody said to me, I don't care, official or the President of the United States told me to drink it, I would not. So I think that was interesting. Well, then they said, hey, maybe you better not drink it. Well, then they find out there's extra levels, high levels of lead, and then high levels of copper. And so, and now they're giving them some bottled water. And like, this is going to be okay. And, try not to shower and try not to,
come on.
Yeah, I'll just go stinky for about a year,
Brown water, like brown sugar. And you're saying there's not just only lead, but there's copper and other things. I mean, and so finally, a lot of people say to me, Pastor Begley, don't worry about it. If things go bad, FEMA's going to knock on my door, bring me a bottle of water and an oatmeal cookie and say it's going to be okay. It's not going to be okay, Ronnie. It's not going to be okay.
That's what we call commodity, because they're not going to do that. They're not going to. FEMA's not interested in taking care of us. They're interested in rounding us about. I just think it's scary. I mean, this is something, and again, we're not supposed to have major fear, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a little water extra around the house. Obviously, we can see there's things happening. Whether these are planned or just people being stupid, it's hard to say, but might be good to have some extra water.
And toxins could be from, it don't have to be a major catastrophe that happens that could make you doubt whether or not your water's safe to drink. You should get it tested. Maybe sometimes get some water softeners, get some filters. There's some ways to take it another level. And it's very true what you're saying. Have extra water. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have 30-day supply, really, because anything could happen. A volcano. I mean, there could be, a tornado. There could be a hurricane. There could be an earthquake. There's a lot of reasons to have.
Well, and I think they're turning up the heat too. They and them are turning up the heat because obviously they don't like the administration that's coming around in January. So I think there's going to be some kind of wild, crazy things happening, and they're not going to be necessarily accidental. So it's good to be a little prepared. I don't think we should be overly prepared. It kind of kills the faith. But on the same token, we should have a little bit of preparation. So in case something happens, whether it's planned or not planned, we're ready to go.
Well, we use wisdom in all things, like you say. And there's another story we're going to get to in a minute from Johnson & Johnson. But before we get there, while we're on this water and toxins, I mean, getthetea.com, folks. I mean, first of all, it tastes great, but it really, really helps pull the toxins out of our body. Can you tell us a little bit about this, Ronnie?
Yeah, it's when we say the tea, obviously we think of green tea or black tea or whatever, and this is it does have some green tea in it, very, very little white tea in it. But it's 8 different herbs. And when you look at herbs, again, going back into Genesis, they were created before man. That gives you an idea there's a powerhouse there. And they're set here on earth to take care of us. So there's 8 different herbs in the tea. Comes together, and what it does is loosens your digestion so that your digestive tract is nice and clean and beautiful. Your colon's nice and clean and beautiful, which is going to give you extra energy, going to make you feel better. And all the toxins and all the, how many times have we ever said, boy, that guy is toxic? Okay?
Yeah.
That is meaning that for me, I look at that and I say, well, if that guy is really sick, then you're not going to be a happy guy.
Right.
So this is going to clean the toxins out, making you feel better, and I taste great. There's too many positives about it, and we have a whole slew of different supplements, but I always push the people or try to guide them to the tea first. And the reason I do that is because they know it works, and then the trust issue kicks in, and the trust issue says, hey, if the tea works, then all these other products, they're going to work too because we can trust these guys. And that's really the kicker, because there's so many companies out there and they got these products and half of them don't work. And, that's a bummer. Money's tight. We got to keep it to where, hey, I want to get stuff that works. That's important.
Amen to that. Well, I was thinking about you've got some great products. We've talked about them in the past, but you've got some more that I've not discussed at all. One's this grapeseed extracts. Can you tell us a little bit about what this product, how it helps us?
Well, the grapeseed helps keep cholesterol levels maintained. It boosts the immune system. It fights against tooth decay. That's kind of cool.
Really?
It also is good for night vision. It can improve your bone strength, and it reduces swelling, and it contains high levels of vitamin A and E. So it also What else does it do? Oh, diabetic retinopathy, improve your blood sugar control. So grapeseed's really good for diabetics.
Wow. Now, this is good because, you always think about what can I take. I wear glasses now. Okay. But what can I take to help me out? Night vision driving. I have a hard time. I don't mind driving during the day. But, boy, when it gets dark at night, I just don't want to be out there. The glare, the glare on it just bothers me. And I have astigmatism anyway a little bit. So, I'm going to start taking some of this grapeseed to help me in that area.
Well, and it's also a couple little extras here for the side view here. It helps the liver detoxify. And for anybody that's going through chemotherapy, it helps detoxify from the radiation. So that's kind of neat to know.
Wow, that's great to know. We got a lot of folks that listen to our broadcast, and that we've prayed for a lot of people that are going through cancer, different types of cancer. So this is really good to know. People have to put their confidence in different things they take. I love the fact that you can take natural herbs and let it help cleanse the body and help improve our overall health. So you have another product here called Allison C. Is that right? Allison C?
Allison C. And what that is kind of, it's kind of like the tea. I call it my mind blower section. It is, this program's probably not long enough for me to tell you all that what Ali C does. So I'll just start with this. It is like nature's antibiotic, okay?
Okay.
And it can help prevent and treat the common cold. It's good for upset stomach, but if you have blood pressure problems, I'll leave it at that. Then you're definitely going to want this. I'm going to use me as a testimony because I can get in trouble for things to say how good this product is.
Okay.
But I'll put it this way. I went in with high blood pressure, elevated high, whatever you want to call it, 170 over, 80, 82.
Okay.
And took it for 2 months, okay? Actually, a little less than that, but we'll call it 2 months. And my blood pressure now runs about 112 or 115 over 69/73.
Oh, that's great. That's beautiful.
So it's totally normal blood pressure. Took my triglycerides, which were running over 200. That's a no-no. Took it over 200, dropped it to 141.
So what's in this? What's in Allison C?
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Here it is. 32 to 40 cloves of garlic is in Allison C.
Well, now, wow. Well, garlic, I was a guy I used to work with. He was such an, you talk about a believer in garlic and fish oil. That's all the man ever talked about. Garlic and fish oil, you'll be fine. You'll live to be 100. So what's the deal? What's the deal about the garlic?
What they've done is they've captured the allicin. That's what basically is the healing parts to the clove of garlic. And a lot of people say, oh, I'd love to do it, but I just don't want to smell like a garlic clove. I don't want to be stinky. I work with people, blah, blah, blah. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not going to leak through your skin. You're not going to have bad breath. It's none of those things because it's just capturing the allicin. So it's been formulated to do great things for your body. There's no upset stomach. If anything, you have an upset stomach, it'll help you with that. And if you look up and just go Google garlic and all the benefits of garlic itself, it is mind-blowing what it does. And everybody that gets one of these, that buys one, I give them an information sheet so they know why they're taking it. And from ear infections, blood circulation, anything cardiovascular, garlic is the miracle plant, the miracle herb. So I even on my Health Matters Now YouTube channel, you can look up Ali C and see what it does. It is mind-blowing what it does. And anybody that has like circulatory problems, you might want to be checking this out because I'll just say for me, it made a huge, huge difference. And my wife, I didn't even know this, and she ended up having hypertension. And guess what? Not anymore. So I'll just put it that way. And all she took is Ali C.
So it really helps the blood pressure. It helped you. You give us a testimony. It really changed your life. What do you take, 1 capsule a day? Is that what you recommend?
Yeah, 1 capsule a day. And in fact, I talked to the scientist that developed this, and I told him what was going on, and he just laughed. He goes, "Isn't it great what God's plants can do for people?" I was like,
well,
I love that.
It's true. It's true. Because we put a lot of faith, I'll tell you, especially the Americans, and it's not just Americans. There's people watching this right now from all over the world put a lot of confidence a lot of times in the pharmaceutical world. Matter of fact, you know, we were talking off air. Johnson and Johnson right now is being sued by thousands of people over an antipsychotic drug that has done some really bad effects on people. Can you share a little bit about what that is?
Well, it's a little touchy subject, but thousands are filing suit against Johnson & Johnson for not disclosing the side effects of the antipsychotic drug, okay? And the company stands by the drug and said it has helped millions of patients. Well, let's see. Thousands are filing suit, so what's that mean? And I guess this teenager, Eddie, his name's Eddie Bible, he looked in the mirror, and of course he's a guy, right?
Right.
But he noticed it was difficult for him to look past his large breasts. So the point of this whole article is this drug made thousands and thousands of people, men, grow breasts, and literally grow breasts. And he says, I had bigger boobs than girls in high school. And
Wow.
he says, I thought I was going to have to get a bra. So this is something that's really damaged him. And the name of the drug is called, I'm probably going to mess up their name, but it's called Risperdal, Risperdal. And they said, oh, well, this is helping a lot of people. But the problem is it was also hurting a lot of people. So Johnson & Johnson in a $2.2 billion settlement over the drug's marketing. And, of course, they started knowing this, but the pharmaceutical just kept going after it and saying, just keep selling this drug, keep giving it to doctors because this is what we need to do. And it's one of the largest healthcare fraud settlements in U.S. history. So this tells you that maybe Johnson & Johnson's really not thinking of its patients.
Wow. I mean, especially whenever, I mean, look, we understand that there can be side effects. Look, I'm allergic to melons.
Yeah.
Cantaloupe, honeydew, any melon. If I eat a melon, if I take a bite of a melon, my lips blow up like balloons. And it takes several hours before they go down. So even whenever I'm around a salad bar, I mean, I'm very careful. If I see a melon on the salad bar, I just kind of stay away because I'm afraid I'm going to touch it. I'm going to get it on my mouth somehow. Somebody spilled some juice or something.
Well,
you know,
I can understand when somebody has an allergic reaction, but this is what's interesting. In the mid '90s, in the early 2000s, Johnson & Johnson made a conscious decision that they were going to withhold important information about their drugs so they could essentially increase their profits by selling it to kids.
I mean, see, this is what I'm saying. And this is the thing that bothers people. This is what upsets us. And this is why a lot of people are looking to organizations like yours, companies like yours that bring forth natural supplements and detoxing, like on getthetea.com. Folks, go to his website, getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. And not only does he have the tea, as he's sharing with us here, but a lot of great products that are naturally developed, tested, and are good for the human body. I mean, you got one here that I haven't heard of before. It's Niacin Advanced.
Yes, I love that one. I love that one.
Okay, now why do you love it so much? What's the deal?
I got to tell you what it is. Okay, so Niacin Advanced, niacin is really actually vitamin B3.
Okay.
So what happens is, and this is the straight stuff. This is the real stuff. So it's 150 milligrams. And what niacin will do is will flush you. So if you take it and all of a sudden you kind of feel like you're itching a little bit or you'll turn red, don't be scared. This means it's cleaning out your circulatory system and your cardiovascular. And what's cool is we have turmeric in that as well. And so that's kind of and cayenne. So these are two major pieces of herbs. We'll call it pieces of herbs. The herbs that go in, and this is all good for your heart. And I love to do natural stuff, and you'll feel it right away. And really, it's cleaning your veins. So, and it's natural vitamin B3. There's no fillers. None of our products have any fillers. There's no wheat. There's no rice flour. There's none of this stuff. We're also GMO-free. None of that as well. So there's no fillers. We're GMO-free, and we're organic. So you're getting the good stuff with us. And again, we always go, hey, get the tea. And then once they get the tea, they go, oh, yeah, we can trust these guys. We can get the rest of the good stuff. So there's lots of good stuff, and you can read it on the website, how to take care of yourself.
So you're saying cayenne, I mean like cayenne peppers?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cayenne is so good for you. I mean, it's massively good for you. We don't carry every supplement in the world, and we never will. But what I try to do is formulate stuff so that it's really a mind blower. So sometimes when you put one herb with another herb, there's synergy, which means it's instead of 1 + 1 = 2, it might be 1 + 1 = 5. And so that's what's in. And think about this: if God's making the herbs, and He did, and you can have 1 + 1 = 5. Man, that kind of tells you something about God almost. It's like, wow, check this out. So I get excited to, and again, my whole company was started because I got sick. So for me, this is fun for me because I get to help people for a living. And this is great, and we're not doctors. We can't tell you what to take. We can't, but we basically put information sheets on the product with the product so that you know what you're taking, why you're taking it, and you can be kind of the captain of your own ship. And why are we trusting a doctor that hardly knows you? A lot of time you might walk in and say, oh, I got a stomach ache, it's really bad. You think the doctor's going to say, okay, all right, what's going on in your life? You going through a divorce? Did you lose somebody? Were you in a car accident? No, they just go, you got a big stomach ache? Yeah, it's really bad. Okay, well, just give him a drug. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of how they run things now. And this is not all doctors, but unfortunately, they can't take you to nutrition. That's like against their little code. And
That's
when you
amazing.
bring up, and it's funny because I'll go to doctors and I'll say, what do you think about niacin? Cricket. What do you think about eighth element? What do you think about colostrum? What do you think about, allicin? What do you think? Cricket.
Wow.
And it's really sad because they can't. And some of them, you can see their facial expressions. They want to tell you because diet is so important. Supplements a part of that. And we need to realize that when we do these things, we can, a lot of people want to lose weight. There's a great way to lose weight, but you have to be a part of it. You have to be proactive. So you have to be proactive in curing yourself because you can do it. It's just a matter of doing the research and taking the right things, changing your diet, doing some exercise, and you can cure things. The body is meant to heal itself. God made it that way.
Amen. D365. This is the capsule form of getthetea.com, right?
Yes, it is. A lot of people are like, my schedule's too tight. I can't seem to make my tea. Well, then you can take a pill, and you take this D365, and yippee-yi-yay, you are ready to go.
And of course, olive leaves. Anytime biblically, when I see olive oil, anything to do with the olives, I know there's healing properties.
The olive leaf is, and the moringa too. When you look at different trees, I have pine bark extract, I have olive leaf, I have moringa. These are all trees. And when you look at what, like olive leaf is a natural source of antioxidant, it'll increase your energy, immune system, cholesterol levels, blood pressure levels, cardiovascular system, cell damage, inhibits bacteria and fungi, works against viruses. So these are all, when you look at like just the pine bark, the olive leaf, and the moringa, and those are all the trees, God set it up to put these trees to take care of us.
Yes,
and
He did.
We are being bombarded every day with air quality and water quality. And this is why the tea is so important to have different herbs, because it will flush these things out. Otherwise, they get caught in your body and bad things start to happen.
You mentioned pine bark extract. Why is it such a powerful, is it a detoxin?
It's basically, it'll boost your kidney function. It's for retinopathy. And here's a big one, okay? And people don't realize this. A lot of times we're sick because we're inflamed, okay? So when we're inflamed, inside of our vessels are inflamed, we hurt, our joints hurt, so on and so forth. So this pine bark reduces inflammation. So it helps with arthritis. It stimulates the immune. It's great for allergies. And what's interesting is, in California, in the Sierra Nevadas, there's a tree, okay, bristlecone pine tree, and it's, are you ready for the age? 5,000 years old.
What?
5,000-year-old pine tree. Now, do you think that DNA properties would be good for that kind of thing for us? And this is how I look at it as I go, if a pine tree can be here for 5,000 years, he was here before Jesus, then you have to say, wow,
Right.
what kind of properties of healing properties are in this? And again, when we look at our earth, and this kind of hurts me sometimes, when we look at our earth and we say, okay, here God put everything there. He put fresh water, he put fresh air, he put herbs, he put food, blah, blah, blah. And what are we doing? We're destroying it for a skyscraper so we can make $1 million. Really? Seriously? I mean, come on.
That's true. You know what I'm doing? You're talking about this longevity stuff and taking away all this pain and all that. I mean, I've been dealing with arthritic joints for a while. I'm opening up this bottle of this right now. If you don't mind, I'm just going to go ahead and pop one of these because I think I need to get started.
Bada bang. You know, and we got to get these talk hosts, okay, these YouTubers, and get them all healthy because you guys got work to do.
Thank you.
You have work to do.
I'm 55.
You got to be on the wall telling people the truth, what's going on, you know. And to me, you need to be healthy. And so we're just going to kind of keep you going so you can get out there and tell the people what's going on. And I get behind that. I get behind that big time. I was in radio for 10, 12 years. And when you're on the wall telling the people the real truths of the world, and again, not the fake news that they're talking about,
right,
but the real news of the world, it's a tough job.
It is. And you know what our problem is, of course. And I just took one, folks. I just took some pine bark there because I think I need to. A tree can live 5,000 years. I need to definitely get. Today is my 55th birthday, Ronnie. I'm 55. All right.
Wow, that's a great number, by the way.
It's a great number. Now I'm gonna take care of myself. I've already started eating healthy, losing weight, drinking the tea. I think drinking the tea is the reason why I've lost 3.5 pounds here in the last, I guess it's been about 4 weeks now, so that's not bad. But changing the diet, taking the supplements, moving forward. I plan on being around a while, but we sit a lot, so we got to make sure we eat the right diets and then try to walk and get on the elliptical, you know.
Well, and here's the thing, too, and you got to get this in your head. And it's hard to get in your head because I understand this because it was in my head differently. So here we go. Sugar is a toxin. Sugar is a toxin. So let's do it a different way.
Okay.
Sugar is a poison.
Oh, you're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Okay. Now, if we start thinking this way, then when you go to grab, and I'm talking about the extreme amounts of sugar, like when you have natural sugar and mama's made something, that's a different ballgame.
Okay.
Not that that's wonderful and great for you, but it's not going to kill you.
Right.
But when you grab something from the store that's maybe candy and you're trusting a major corporation to make it for you.
Twinkies?
Twinkies. Oh, my God. Yeah, really bad. Yeah, and Snickers bar, and, Mars.
Right.
And I don't want to pick on these corporations.
No,
but
I don't want to get in trouble,
they don't have you in mind. They have bleach sugar, bleach flour, bleach. Just so you know, bleach is a chemical. So the more chemicals that go in our body says, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? So if you want to lose, and this is, people are going to be upset with me, if you want to lose weight and you want to feel better, and here's a gimme, and you want to take your supplements and give them a second power, okay, and you're going to understand this in just a second, you need to be alkaline, not acidic. And you say, Ronnie, how do we do that? You eat more raw vegetables. The more raw vegetables, the more alkaline you become, and then the next thing you know, when you take a supplement, it's like a power punch. Instead of being, 1 + 1 is 2, it's going to be 1 + 1 is 7. So it's going to be a powerhouse. And this is how we start feeling better. And we are supposed to be eating this stuff, and we've been trained by the mass media to eat others. And, I'm not saying the other stuff is tastes bad. It tastes good. But do you know that lots of the chemicals that they put in is to make some, you ever look at the chips and they'll say jalapeno flavored, or they'll say sour cream and cheese and all this. Do you think they really have sour cream and cheese? No. They have chemicals on them to make them taste like that. So you're just eating a big bag of chemicals. And again, when you eat a big bag of Doritos and you're sitting there munching on them, oh man, this is good. This is really good. Your body's saying, so when do we get to the food? because we're not recognizing the Doritos as food.
Wow.
That's why you can eat a whole bag of it and never even get full.
So then our body just takes that stuff, says, we don't know what to do with this. We can't process it. Let's just throw it over here and store it away in the fat. And
Store it away in the fat, and then until we're waiting for, we're waiting for some good food, some fish. We're waiting for some vegetables. We're waiting, and when you cook, the magic number is 117. Anything over 117, you killing all the nutrients of your food. And here's my little challenge. Take some raw broccoli or cauliflower, because the vitamins are off the charts, and eat raw, and just eat a little bit and see how full you get. It's massively, you will be blown away, where you might be able to eat 8 Twinkies. You'll eat just a little bit of broccoli and cauliflower, and you'll be like, oh,
wow. And way. I mean, that's healthy eating there. And it's going to save your life, is what it's going to do.
Oh, yeah, because here's the thing. When you have raw vegetables, again, the nutrients are off the charts. I mean, people don't realize. They go, oh, broccoli, because it's green, is probably number one. Cauliflower is number one in vitamins. Cauliflower.
Wow.
So when you have cauliflower raw, and put it in a dip, I don't care. Yeah. Put it in a dip so you can get it, you can eat it. Make a ranch dip and dip it in there.
Yeah.
But make a good ranch dip. Don't put a bunch of chemicals in it.
Right.
And you'd be surprised how good it tastes, and how all of a sudden your energy levels will probably increase by over 50%.
Amazing. Ronnie.
Just one meal.
Ronnie, every time you come on, you just bring more and more. You're a wealth of information. Folks, go to his website, getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Ronnie McMullen knows exactly what he's talking about. Lives are changing because they're healthier. And if you stay healthy, folks, you can live longer. And guess what? Enjoy the good things that God has provided for all of us in this world. Ronnie, I appreciate you coming on and being with us today. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me, Pastor Paul. You take care.
All right. God bless.